side.
Well, the time is now. Yanko, Jason, thank you so very much. We are looking at a quarterfinal and we're staring right down the pipe. Virtus.pro versus Astralis. Winner plays G2 in the semifinals, but they've got to get through it here first. Taking care of this action is going to be Harry and Hugo. Let's do it, fellas.
Yes, indeed. It was just earlier on this year, Katowice 2021. These two teams faced each other in the quarterfinals, and their VP put an end to Astralis and then went on to reach the grand final, if you remember. Well, here, Astralis looking a little different with Bubsky in the mix. They're hoping that they can return that favor, that they can get revenge. And already this pistol round has opened up in a brilliant way. Man advantage for Astralis. Virtus.pro gonna look for some results down here towards short water, and B, they're grouped up outside of the site, but Astralis, a lot of bodies here, a lot of players in the right place. Hugo, I'm going to let you deliver some of these moments as the B take looks like it's about to come in.
Oh, Dupree got a spot as well. He saw them going back monster, so the info's there for Astralis. They've got quite the stack in this B site. Cleared on the barrel, though. Bubsky gets a headshot, and Magisk doesn't get much more favored either. Buster, lovely little entries. He's been a clutcher at this event, but now he's doing the opening kills. VP can get a bomb plant. Astralis don't currently have a kit, but they're moving in quick, sneaking, and trying to get this round back under control. 3-on-3 as Glaive from the heavens fires a shot down, and you've got to watch out for Zip.
Yeah, Zip is getting close. Oh, up in the face of the man in the sight. Him and Kicker do a bit of damage either way. However, these opportunities not quite open to Astralis yet. There's Zip with a double, and there's the openers. That gets them back in. Glaive from heaven as well, who was 10 points of health, comes in with a big old double kill. And Astralis, they're going to get the pistol around here to open up Overpass.
Yeah, right. There's no time for losers in this one. It's quarterfinals right now. VP, man, you know, this court, they may have the LAN experience, Harry. They may have been to the grand final of a major, but no one is going to trump Astralis when it comes to those world stages, when it comes to the high pressure, when it comes to just 5 dudes sitting in a room and racking up 16 rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
for all the day.
This is something, right? Even in that interview they did with HLTV, something that was very, very interesting to me was like coming into this event. If you remember, Glaive said publicly that, yeah, without a a top AWPer, without a dedicated AWPer, we're going to struggle. Well, Zip and Glaive then went and gave an interview saying, actually, we're not satisfied with just quarterfinals. Exactly, we want to try and make this a deep all run. So suddenly, they've tasted the blood in the water, as it were, and they're hungry for more. They're bloodlusting. They're remembering what winning feels like on the Astralis side.
Hell, if they can get this deep without an AWP, who knows how far they could go with one in the future. Right now, it's a lot of real estate getting taken. Look at this deep smoke. Teams like Big even have a lineup for this exact smoke outside barrel that you could throw from B. Astralis at least had pop flashes to get their team through the short tunnel, but VP are now completely cornered out. That being said, VP, this is their bread and butter. They're not complaining. They love sitting in T-spawn. So let your Kindle work mid with the Deagle, and the rest of your pistols can wait outside B to try and explode near the end of the round. Your Kinder's been spotted. He's trying to close the gap. He's trying to find a kill here, but even if he doesn't, he's ready to go down con and join his team in this B bomb site. The first man in the firing line will be Dupree. They have one flash to deal with him, or do they want to save it for the B bomb site?
Yeah, I mean, that's the awkward part, as it were, right? Like, you've only got this one bit of utility, you've got to put it somewhere, and I'm imagining it will just be for the B play. I think your Kindar might just get churned up on his com push.
Look at this stack now. Magiska's just called it. Glaive's gone down lower. No kit, no need. This is not getting into a retake.
Yeah, it really shouldn't, at least, right? You'd like to hope. These pistols running into a stack, it should be a cleanup for Astralis, and it's looking like it. Here's the MP9 churning them up. Bubsky making quick work of the B play, and Dupree's there to close it out. Astralis, they get that conversion. It was just pistols there for VP, so they've got the rifles coming out here and now.
Yeah, VP, they're already showing us what they often do, right? A very, very slow T-side. I do like their Overpass, though. I think this could be a really, really exciting series with the maps we have here today. It's a shame to see no Vertigo, no Ancient. But, with a classic decider of Inferno, who knows where the series could go. 2-0 for Astralis. This is the buy, right? We talk about the AWPs, Harry. We talk about the lack of primary ult for Astralis. Well, they're up against quite the conundrum in Jame. He's already crossed playground. He's beaten the Molotov. Meanwhile, Magisk is pushed deep in middle, and the grenades are softening up future targets. He's yet to see them. He's got to be careful. For all he knows, Shane could be in the backline, but Magisk can't win his front fight. Yakinda gets out with 20 health and takes the man advantage. There's no trade available. Look at how far he peels back after that kill, and Glaive realizes it better than anyone. So long he goes, keeping the triple B, and now this is everything VP ever wanted in a gun round like this.
No, it's very, very important that you get your Kindar getting these opening kills from the get-go, right? Glaive's going to cancel out that man advantage by dealing with Buster on the push at long. But you still ease him back into a 4-on-4. VP are fine with this. You know, they would have rather they didn't lose the man at long. But now they have the information. They're starting to group down towards B. There is still a 3-man stack here for Astralis. They're putting a lot of onus on the Astralis side on just having this one player anchor down the A bomb site. Virtus.pro left with 40 seconds, and it's all getting a little bit wild now. Utility lined up by Yakinda to try and smoke off Heaven and give these guys on the short side a bit of an easier time. James trying to open up. Meanwhile, up in the toilets on the A site, Sanji's cut down. James does get one of these entries into B, but with just 20 seconds left, you've really got to go. You've really got to get a move on, and you're still in a 2-on-2 at this B bomb site.
Yeah, the flank's even coming in if VP want to commit. 15 seconds, here they go. It's only Zip in the pit who can actually put a stop to the plant. He's waiting for the flashbang. Yakinda covers the short side, and now it's just him wallbang through the sandbags, and Astralis find yet another retake here on the lower site. Nice try for VP again, considering that was, you know, although it started strong in a 5-on-4, right? Astralis managed to hold B quite well. They didn't rotate anyone off. It was just Glaive in the toilet that entire round. And so a triple B stack is more than enough to keep VP on the edge.
Something that was interesting as well was heading into this game, we had that little interview out of Yakinda, and I liked one of the points he touched upon. He said, like, the thing about our play style is it doesn't need confidence. It doesn't need us to be making these ballsy plays, right? When I think about VP, this is a team that really play that clock out. They really play a numbers game, right? It's very slow, very methodical. It's a very grueling style to play up against, and it is one that, you know, we heard the likes of Olaf saying, look, man, players aren't doing the same ballsy things they were doing online. Well, VP is saying, look, we don't have to do ballsy plays. That was never in our wheelhouse. Here's a fast B play. Bit of a change of pace when they're just on this force. Is it going to give them the results? Blind at barrels is Zip, but he's still alive, still fighting, and onto the USP, lighting them up on the exits. It's looking like another Astralis round, 4-0, with Virtus.pro yet to really make a dent.
Oh, this has got to feel good for Astralis, man. Feels like 2019 all over again. And yeah, you got to watch out for those Astralis USPs. Glaive showed us that just the other day at the end of the groups. And so, yeah, VP on the receiving end of Zips as well. The B sites have looked really good right now for Astralis, right? They haven't rotated off. They've had 3 here every single round from the get-go to the very bitter end. And VP are not getting too comfortable. Back into another gun round here, and they do have the AWP at least on both sides.
Oh, they're employing this 5-man boost. Is it going to catch anyone? There's not a heaven-bound player. So Bobski jump peeking. Not going to throw himself into danger, and the boost is disassembled. This has given a lot of time to Dupree to get set up over here in middle. He's now in a very forward position. Dupree, they've given you room thanks to employing this boost. Is he able to capitalize? That's the question now. We're homed in. We're all in on Dupree, and Buster is as well. Dupree stocks tanking after that one. And a man advantage taken for VP to open up this round.
It's how last gun round went though, right? And that didn't end too well. If Magisk can try and equalize things and get out alive as Glaive did, maybe there's still hope, but he hears a lot of steps and back he goes to the toilet. This time Astralis should be sitting 2-2. Glaive was heaven, might have to rotate back up and help Magisk on this top site. Zip at least has the monster info with his scope and just getting played with right now by Kicker and his utility. Oh, there's the legs, and Zip will grab the kill. Now it's Magisk in toilets, and he gets another. 1v1s working wonders for Astralis, and back to the site they go. Glaive did end up lower for a moment, but there's no one committing here for VP. 3 Ts with not much util, and now walking into a 2-man hold.
Magiska's even re-aggressing into the toilets, trying to hit this timing, and he has gotten past Sanji. Now, this should be calmed, right? The toilets was never cleared. They don't really know much about it. Sanji's gotten up into the site, but bear in mind, Magiska's still back in the toilets. He's dealt with James. The bomb's been dropped inside of A, and with just 10 seconds for Buster, he might have been good at clutches. This round is one that's a little too far gone. Astralis 5-0, continuing to find success and just not stopping. It's flawless so far. Not really showing any signs of changing in that regard. Once again, they go a man down and are able to recover. It feels like VP, bear in mind, Astralis have had a good few days now to get ready for this matchup. I think they're very aware of what they're going up against, right? Like with, think about Na'Vi at this event. I think one of the things that's made Na'Vi so scary is they are playing, especially on their T sides, a bit of a different approach, really, right? We've seen a lot of changes of pace out of them. You never really know what you're getting. With VP, it's been pretty standard so far. It's been these slow rounds. And I think Astralis are kind of using that against Virtus.pro, right? They're very, very willing to throw a player into a fight, comfortable in the knowledge that VP are not going to explode into a site on the back of it, right? Even think about that round there. Magisk is so keen to fight in middle in spite of being the only A player. You know, he's not worried about dying and then just taking the A site away. That hasn't really happened so far. They haven't really picked up the pace to pressure Astralis to have to, you know, force these rotates around early. So a little worrying that this 5-0 is coming in to open up on VP's map pick.
For sure, and that's a problem VP probably want to discuss as well, right? 2 last rifle rounds, they've had 5-on-4s without trades immediately. It's come down to, as you say, late trades from Magisk and Glaive. So now VP, you know, they've lost 2 advantages. They're on a tech timeout because Astralis have a drop player and no one can talk. So VP, they can't sit here and try and figure out the answers to what's posing problems. They just have to take a deep breath, hold their own, wait a second before they get back in. It's pretty scary when you're down 0-5 in that position. For Astralis, they can remain calm and collected because everything's going to plan. It may be VP's map pick, but you certainly couldn't tell. Astralis all over the board right now. And yeah, this is not the opening matchup the VP probably would have wanted, right? A hungry, you know, coming back to their own Astralis on the precipice of LAN. It's been over a year since LAN playoffs for these guys. They don't want to bundle the opportunity. You said it yourself, that interview, they even said quarterfinals is not enough. We have higher expectations. We have higher aspirations.
I mean, something else that was brought up in that same interview was how, you know, the contracts for Astralis are obviously running out fairly soon and how the future's kind of uncertain for these guys for the first time in a while. And in the interview, they said, we don't know who's going to be on the next iteration of Astralis. So that's like, you know, in that essence, this could be a time either to try and, you know, really showcase that you still got it, try and up your value, man. Like, you're hungry to keep showing that in spite of the changes, in spite of the rough hands you've been dealt, you're still the same old Astralis.
For sure. And, you know, we may have just brought in young pubs, but we've even got that Astralis talent roster to keep an eye on. We know many teams have pulled up players from academy rosters, NIP being another great example, right? With CTR and Linus. So, yeah, that's always an option. Less so people on the chopping block, more so people moving off to greener pastures. But are they greener is the question. And the answer will depend on the results of this tournament. How deep will Astralis go? 5-0 up, we're back into the action. VP, they are broken once again, and Glaive seems to be AWPing frivolously.
Popsky trying his hand at the wall bang here on these com players. Very aware as to what VP are attempting to run here. They know that con control has been taken and now hangs in the balance. Short water as well, secured by VP. So they've got a lot of presence down here towards this B side. They've got good options as well to rotate at the drop of a hat, thanks to this connector control. What do they want to do with it? You see players making their way out through middle, but this bomb is still waiting outside of Monster. I'm getting the impression that this is destined to be a B play, what with connector and short taken. And so we will see James and Sanji starting to lean towards this side of the map, especially with Buster making this decision to give up middle and rejoin the Monster players. It is looking like VP have got their mind made up.
If there's one bomb site they haven't been able to get into, though, it is this one. Dupree flash forward, and Yakinda's good to trade at least. That's a gun given to an armored man, and a dangerous one at that. Astralis into an immediate 4-on-4, and they'll hold off. Still have a good bit of utility to keep VP out, and on the flip side, it's not quite as favorable for this T half. They've got one flashbang. Getting into the B site without smokes, that's going to be a difficulty. Although they might come to you first. Zip again, re-aggressing, and Astralis just going for this info. They've spotted a couple of players outside B. Majisk is going to confirm that as he kills Jame coming up connector, but there's more where that came from. Majisk, lovely spray. Kicker will trade, but I don't think it's going to change the round. 10 seconds and Astralis are already here.
Yeah, Kicker dies crossing, and Glaive is there to lock in the round. Great responses out of Astralis, man. Like, they had a piece in place to uproot and uncover that VP game plan at every single turn. The players in B were constantly applying pressure. That made VP start to doubt themselves and look elsewhere, and so it forces them back up into Magisk at the top of Con.
Yeah, and think about some of that solo A play that Astralis have had in this game, because it's been VP with 4 or 5 players at B most of these rounds. Astralis have, they had Dupree push Playground on that 5-stack boost. We've had Glaive deep long. We've had Majisk fighting middle and Party, keeping that info and keeping the stack down on lower. VP haven't really caused any problems to this mid info. So Astralis have enabled stacks round after round, and now they're starting to get aggressive. Now they're feeling themselves. Majisk takes down Sanji with a flash through connector, and Dupree's pushed up on long. A messed up spray, though, is not a pretty picture for Dupree. 4-on-4, VP at least drag it back, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, and there's a point where VP have got to get one of these rounds, right? They keep finding even man scenarios. They keep finding openers even in a lot of them, and they still haven't been able to get them over the line. This time in a 4-on-4, thanks to getting that trade on Dupree, you're hoping, if you're Virtus.pro, this is the round where you can try to bring one home for the boys. They're stacking up outside of B again. Kicker getting flashed in, trying to take some room. The rest of VP up here in middle. They don't have connector though, and so even though Kicker is pressuring this B site and getting away with kills, this bomb is still going all the way back through T spawn. It's a little bit weird right now. It is a fake at the B site. The bomb rejoining with the rest of the gang up here in middle. They still don't know what's going on in connector, and so we've still got Bubsky in this position, who could uproot the round. He is getting wrapped by Kicker, but as it stands, he's in this little golden zone where he's ahead of the flank, and he's in between these players pushing A. He catches Kicker, can't quite find the double, can't get past Yakindar, who's opened up into the A site. Magisk now boosted up. They've put a lot of faith in getting this boost kill. He holds it for a moment and delivers the 2-on-2 over. Now just Glaive with this AWP. And with Yakindar still fighting in the site, Glaive's going to be hard-pressed to get these kills. VP, they might be on their way to their first round here and now.
Yeah, nice reset to wrap back to the toilets. Glaive tapping it. They're going to swing wide, and Buster's ready to get the kill. VP, there they go, converting around. It was about time. Very, very scary with that flank from Bubsky as well, especially after he heard the con play. You would have loved a double out of him, but Yakinda's really the guy saving that one on top of Buster, getting that 180, and getting VP into the bomb site in the first place. It's going to be another buy, at least from Astralis. They have a bit more money left in the coffers, but yeah, VP on the board. It was about time, Harry. Finally, an A round going their way. A lot of lower takes have not been as nice. And again, Astralis, as we go back into a gun round, they are not waiting. They are not hesitating. Majisk pushed up in the party, the playground rather, looking for early information. And again, all this does, if you don't see anyone, it keeps your numbers at B. It keeps the eyes on the prize. And we still have Glaive in middle as well, who can come down connector and cut off more rotates. Gotta watch that boost, though.
Yeah, VP are going to attempt it, right? This is something Astralis should be cognizant over. You know they're going to have numbers here at the B site. Wow. Oh, Zip mollied out, and Jame going to extend those openers even further. B has crumbled before our very eyes. Glaive and Majisk up here on A, man. It's just a saving game, and even then, Virtus.pro won't let you attempt it. So this is a second round teed up for VP. Sorry, I was going to say, this is what we say about this team a lot, right? Like, every one of their games becomes a war of attrition. When you play Virtus.pro, you better be ready for a 4 or 5 hour best of 3, right? This is what these guys are good at. They kind of wear you down. They break you down until you start to make mistakes that maybe you're not used to making.
Yeah, Leeds mean nothing against a team like this. Like, they are the comeback kings of this region. And, you know, I love that idea from VP as well. They always come up with little cool gimmicks. But one of the big problems with boosting on B short, B water is that you just sometimes can't see anyone if they're not barrels, they're not pillar. Like, there's no kills there, and you don't want to wait forever. VP, they force the kills. They boost, they see no one. Then we have that molly down Monster. Right before that molly comes in, a flash goes over the top of Monster, full blind zip. So his position is not just mollied, but he can't see that he's on fire as well. He burns fully crispy in the fire at Monster. And then VP just, you know, throw another flash in, they push off the back of it. That's a really cool idea. They get the boost, they force a kill, and then they commit. It actually deals with one of these heavy B rounds that Astralis have had, you know, consistently on the CT side. 3 guys there again, denied this time, and VP are onto a winner. 2 rounds in a row. That's going to break the money.
Yeah, good that we've got Yakindar stepping up to the same realms of Buster up here on the board as well. I always look at Yakindar as like such a crucial piece in this Virtus.pro lineup, right? He is kind of the one guy who doesn't subscribe to the VP mantra of these very, very slow, methodical takes, right? If everyone else in this arsenal represents, you know, like the scalpels, the very precise, you know, fine tools, then he's very much the hammer, is Yakindar, right? Yeah. He is the guy who will try to create you these opportunities, these man advantages. He'll be the one taking a lot of the opening fights. And if he's winning those out, that's where Jaime and the rest of the squad can do their best work. Ooh. Once again, a bit of util down here towards B. Astralis fully stacking this side of the map and trying to take map control away. This is info that VP have, thanks to Kicker. Will he be able to hold on to this monster control?
Oh, this is like a fake right now. Astralis are falling for it. They're still stacked lower. That would have been the info. Zip and Glaive looked like they wanted to push up, but they cool it off. And if they committed with VP flashed out, that might have been the info, the guns, and what could fall in the round. But instead, Astralis, they don't know what's going on. It's very quiet. VP are moving up along, and as things get quiet on B, Astralis have made those rotations. So we're okay for now. Safe in the bomb site with a bit of information on Magisk, and he's got the 1 gun in the round. He's even pushed up. This is now in no man's land. He needs something big, and Magisk provides a double kill before Jaime denies and gets 1 with the orb. Now, the guns, as said, are lost, but Astralis still have Deeg armor. If VP can commit now, they're walking into the stack.
Yeah, you know, there's still 40 seconds left. VP are not a team that look at that and go, all right, boys, we got to get a move on, right? They're still looking at this as, yeah, there's about 28 seconds of play left in this round here and now. So they start to make their way into water, trying to wrap the monster side. They've picked the safer of the 2 options with Astralis sat back passive in the site. Regardless, the rotations are coming in. Astralis is stacked here with these Deagles and armor. And Glaive has opened the round up by removing Kicker. Jaime and Sanji, their work's cut out for them. James trying to carve a path into the site and now getting that bomb down. But are they ready for Bubsky? Up close, the Deagle delivers death swiftly to Virtus.pro. And the 4-spy works wonders for the Danes. They steal a 7th round back. And a lot of props has got to go to guys like Magisk and Bubsky there for putting up the multi-kills to make that round happen.
Yeah, Bubsky's having a banging game to begin today, and that's a lovely feeling, right? It often felt like this guy was just being left out, right, off the back of Mad Lions, sitting on the bench forever, never getting to play, never getting to, you know, be with the big boys. And, well, you know, we all wanted him on the roster for a reason. He showed us so much promise in the last couple of years, especially on some of his previous Danish teams. So, yeah, finally showing us that on LAN as well. 11-4, nice double kill for Magisk on long. And Astralis, man, they're like a beehive, Harry. They're just swarming the Queen Bee. The Queen Bee being the round, wherever they need to go to pick it up, they will. Again, just instant rotate down lower as VP commit. And an eco round 1.
Oh, yeah, an attempt at the mid-peak out of Glaive. It's at times like that, in the head-to-heads versus an incumbent AWPer on the other side, that maybe you see some of these problems, right, emerging for Glaive, obviously having to don this AWP a hell of a lot. Magisk still, though, is doing all he can to keep this in an even odds, right? He's left us in a 4-on-4 and is still holding on to these long toilets. Will this decision out of Magisk to stick around and keep fighting be something that proves to punish Astralis in the long run? That flashbang is brutal, and it allows Buster to extend the advantage back in favor of VP. and it removes a lot of the pressure that Magisk was providing. The info is now gone up towards this A site, and so Astralis start to gamble. They move 2 up to A, but if you look at that bomb, if you look at VP, if you know anything about VP, you would know that this might not ever be an A play, and I don't ever think it was being considered to be one either. The bomb goes back, it gets retrieved, and now we're starting to join up with these guys at B.
Yeah, Bubsky got mollied back as well. He really wanted to get that information, but he got tagged on it. Now Buster knows he's close, and so VP, they've got a free bomb site. Astralis are gambling on A right now, and they're finally realizing what's going on. 20 seconds, the smokes, the mollies, they're all landing down lower. Astralis still want to give this a go. I thought they were triple stacking to save. Instead, they're throwing bodies at the problem, but it's just creating more problems and more bodies. Nice grenade. 2 HP on Sanji, but the plant comes in. Spam, not connecting a kill, and even though damage is done, Astralis don't know how much.
Man, if only they did, right? Bobsky's still going for this. Oh, kick out the timing here.
Still gets it.
Spotted by Dupree, but just a tiny bit too late. And Dupree, he watches his teammate cut down before his very eyes. Haunted by his experiences at B, Dupree is out of there. Will he get away with the AK with Buster hunting? That's the question. That's a big old question mark. It's looking good. He might have just found a timing. Regardless, Virtus.pro up onto a third. They put a stop to that little B stack there. They start to take the reins of this game because now they've broken the money of Astralis. So suddenly they're eyeing up, you know, grinding their way back in and actually making this a good T-side after all.
Yeah, that's what T-sides are nowadays, right? They are grinds. You know, if you're not getting it starting strong out the gate, if you're not getting the pistol, if you're not converting, you know, we see these CT force buys so often win. It's just about breaking the money. You can be down 7-0. You can still be winning maps dominantly. Like, that's the Counter-Strike we're seeing right now. And, you know, VP are at the forefront of it. They're at the helm. So, yeah, it's all about just winning your rifle rounds, winning them cleanly, and taking guns away when Astralis try and save. I really did think that round would be an attempt at the save. The fact that it's not shows how keen and how convinced Astralis are that they're winning. And welcome back, the DHL fan cams. It's great to see all you people out of your homes right now and tuning in.
IEM.gg/fancam if you want to get in those DHL fan cams. I've missed seeing all these wonderful faces. It's great to see, right? We might be back on land. We're still missing the crowds, though, so you can hop in those fan cams if you want to try and, you know, relive the glory days, really get excited for it.
I'll tell you that much. It feels like a crowd. Sometimes they really are getting loud. Yeah, you can join your team's favorite as well. So nice little biased fan cam. Nothing wrong with that. Support the home crowd. VP, though, they're warming in, Harry. That's exactly what we're seeing in front of us. Dupree, down connected with the 1 AK. All right, maybe a backstab here, but how soon do VP go? They look ready to commit.
Yeah, they look like they want to get a move on quickly in this round. And this would be a change of pace that Astralis are just not used to.
No.
Oh, Glaive shooting Dupree in the back of the head. He wanted the gun all for himself. Now Zip has secured 1 kill at least, but he's naded out in the B site on barrels. And this round is slipping apart for Astralis. Just 1 man in B. VP aren't even moving in yet. To give you an idea of how grimy these guys are, it was all looking like it was going to be a fast B. They get some openers. Things are looking up. And now they slow it right down again. Astralis haven't doubted themselves, though. They're still stacked up in B. Magisk is here, the only guy with any HP and this Deagle. And so with Bubsky baiting them in, how much can Magisk accomplish in this position?
Yeah, the plant attempted. Magisk might jump up and try and deny this. No actual cover right now. Oh, he can't get the kill. Only damage 1 HP on Jame. And Magisk now has to try and finish the job elsewhere. There's too many targets. There's too much cover. And Yakinda's got too much health. Glaive might have to save the AK. 4 HP himself. And VP, that is one way to pick up a round. Yeah, you know, Astralis knew what was going on. And when you're against VP, you're not falling for those recommit question marks where, you know, a team gets a kill and they go quiet and you go, oh, are they rotating? It's been 30 seconds. We haven't seen anyone. Are they up on A already? Astralis don't fall for that. It's so VP to just wait, go quiet and recommit later in the round. So that's exactly what they do. And even with Astralis all there, I don't think anything was ever going to happen unless Magisk got that kill on Jane.
Yeah, it is a bit of a sad moment when you 99 someone with the Deagle, man. Like, Magic's fully expecting that kill to come in, and you could see how much it threw him off when it didn't.
I think the funny part is he was waiting to kill the cover, and he was so surprised that there was actually no cover for that plant. There was zero cover. Like, he could have gone over immediately and took that kill, but why would he know that? You know, there should be cover, really, and it's that exact fact that, you know, gets in his head. VP, we talked about breaking the money, Harry. Well, forget the force buys. Here we are. Just that saved AK.
Oh, I like how Magiska's using it, though.
Sanji.
Getting aggressive now. Sanji's holding. And of course Sanji's holding. Magiska's not done this once, and yet there they are, waiting for you to give it a go. Yeah. This is the beauty of this VP squad, right? Once they get their first few rounds, they really start to get in your head, and it becomes like just a series of mind games, it feels like. You're always wanting to get aggressive. You're wanting to try and figure out what their game plan is, where they're leaning. But when they hold these defaults, they're so good at it. They're so punishing. And a lot of the time, you end up making problems worse trying to get this info. A 5-on-3, just vanilla pistols to beat. And this is looking like a VP round all day long.
Yeah, I've never been more assured in the fact that nothing can go wrong here. Like, literally nothing can go wrong. It's just USPs, VP, grouping up, 40 seconds, enough time. They cycled the AK out as well, so that's not down connector. And they're still considering it. Astralis are doubled up on toilets, close. Getting closer by the second. James needs to watch out. Does he have cover? Yes. Sanji swings wide and deals death to the USP's kick. It actually takes both kills, in fact. And Bubsky is a long way from home. It's VP onto a fifth here. And, you know, Bubsky, he could go around the world, try and save the AK, but really he's just looking to put a swift end to this one. Try and take a kill with him, perhaps.
I find it kind of funny because, like, you know, for the longest time, back when Astralis were dominating and we were deep in the Astralis era, one of the comments used to be, oh man, you know, it's almost boring. Like, you show up to an event and you know who's going to win. You know Astralis are going to just play this, like, almost robotic level of Counter-Strike. Well, you know, VP kind of exemplify a very numbers-based style of CS, one that I think is even more, like, even more number-leaning than that of Astralis, right? While Astralis were great with utility, they were great with the calls, VP do play this game like they are some kind of probability-counting robot, right?
Like auto chess.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for that reason, they're kind of like the villains of Counter-Strike right now, in a sense. They do just play this purebred style, this back-to-basics style, and they're so damn good at it that they're able to even make these big comebacks happen versus squads like Astralis in their element on LAN.
Yeah, all the more power to them if they can, you know, keep it going. As I said, we know it's a grind, we know it's a long game. Like 7-5, not scary scoreline at all for VP. In fact, Astralis should be more worried because this gun round is pretty weak, and the results of this half rest on this one buy. We saw that little save attempt or the AK juggle for Sanji on the replay. Couldn't throw it out the map. Didn't know you couldn't throw it there, but either way, it wasn't a worry. No one grabbed it for Astralis. They would have loved a little more money for nades, for kits, for even armor on that AWP. Instead, they are beggars, not choosers. Glaive getting boosted at long, going for a wide peek, but no one's out just yet. Just behind the rock is Buster. Glaive is very patient, as is his opponent. No one going to commit. Buster walking up the close wall instead. Could sneak underneath the AWP. Could find an angle. Could find a start, but Glaive denies it. Lovely little flick downwards, and now VP, they've lost all their A control.
Oh, Dupree.
Okay.
One step ahead of you, Yakindar. One step ahead.
NT. Now what the hell do you do?
Yeah, this is like one of the problems that you start to encounter. And this is why we say guys like Yakindar are so important. If you lose him early, you lose that hammer. You lose that explosive presence that you have. With losing all your A info, it leaves you with nothing else but this B commitment. Jame getting the opener, looking like it's enticed them. They are looking like they want to commit. There is 6 seconds as they're going in. The bomb plot denied, and Dupree has saved the day. They try to make a last-second hero play. But Astralis do hold on. 8 up on the board now. The AWP saved on Jame at least. A wild round that's down to the final few seconds on the clock. And for a moment, it looked like VP were going to get a bomb plant out of that.
I respect it, man. Like, committing with 10 seconds, that's ballsy, you know? James getting that trade, and then he checks his watch. He's like, oh, no, the oven's on. It's James time. I've got to go. Got to get out. Buy Astralis. Have fun. So he saves the orb, although money is yet to be a problem for VP. Lovely little B hold for Astralis. It needed to happen after that 5-on-3 opener. And dupreeh, good read for the boost as well, something the VP have been using to get these advantages on this bomb site. This round, we have a double con setup. So really no A info other than Glaive's orb. And if it gets pressured, if it gets pushed back down into the doldrums, that's A open for business. Sanji's walked through connector with this smoke down. Magisk knows what's happening. He's heard all of it, but Sanji's doubling back, and the smoke fade favors him. Magisk is gone. Now Glaive is trapped between two, and he doesn't know where to look.
Yeah, Glaive is in an incredibly rough spot, and yet somehow he's been able to elude capture, hitting this perfect timing to get out of connector. He knows that he's lucky to still be alive, and he knows that a big hole has been open all round long over here at the long side. However, he won't be ready for Buster, waiting patiently, tucked in at long already. No information for Astralis. They do not know where VP are, and yet still they start to gamble these rotations up into the A site. VP with the bomb on James back outside of long. The rest of Virtus.pro faking a B play with utility, pouring in over the top. Zip holds on, and has there been a call for rotations? It doesn't look like it. Still committed to this three-man A-hold. Glaive has told the boys to hold their own, and dupreeh will do exactly that. The long play shut down, just Yakindar, and he can't deal with Glaive yet. Finally gets the better of him, but with only 10 seconds left and a triple stack still to get through, it's looking like a ninth on the board for Astralis after all.
My God, what a call for Astralis. Whoever makes that decision to stick back at A is an absolute champion. They do not fall for that. What a fake as well. Like, VP are double long with the bomb. They're triple B, man. They've got the majority of their team faking that B bomb site. Kicker gets out through Monster. If he gets the kill, maybe, but I think with Zip still back down there, spots him, mows him down, and makes the calls the info like, guys, there's only one Monster. That's the weakest B play I've ever seen. What's your top? And dupreeh doubles up. The bomb gets dropped. Glaive holds his own, and it's a perfect round for Astralis. What a read to not only make that early rotate, but to not panic and fall back to B when VP threw that util. 9 rounds on the board, looking for double digits, and it's VP buying full.
I love Glaive with this AWP as well. Like, it's almost like he knows, right? I'm not going to be able to beat guys like Jame in a direct head-to-head, but if I play these little gimmicky angles, if I can get one kill out of the AWP, then that can be a difference maker in and of itself. I really think Glaive deserves a lot of props for how he's been able to pick this AWP up and still look so good with it.
Especially when I think the majority of people were expecting to see dupreeh on this gun, right? From what we've seen from Astralis in the past with devices taking leave, you know, it has been that case, but we've seen it all over the place for Astralis. Kicker, meanwhile, B-pick attempted, but he's not going to be able to spray. Zip gets that kill somehow, some way. I couldn't tell you. And the boost is beautiful as well.
They counter-boosted Astralis. They decide, look, man, we've had enough of playing this on VP's clock. We've had enough of them dictating the flow of this. And so they boost down at B to strip players away from the ranks. Now it becomes clear that this was looking like an A play. Astralis, they've lost Glaive. They've lost Magisk. Astralis having to rotate players up. VP moving in for the kill, but it's taken them a long while to get into position. This has given a lot of time to Astralis to get these bodies occupying the site. Bubsky in the truck smoke, and now moving through bank as well as another player from the Danish ranks. Yakindar versus Bubsky. This fight decides a hell of a lot, and the bomb is now dropped, cut loose on truck. More room to dupreeh, gets away with a kill, and Jame is not being given fights. He needs to take matters into his own hands, and it's their time for a bomb plant. There's not. It's eluded Jame. 10-5 to close out this first half. Astralis in the lead. VP gonna need to fight back on their CT side and their map pick.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Hey Future Pros! Today I wanted to show you a setup Heroic used to get a free cheesy kill on a CT playing towards B short boost spot. Overpass has a lot of double and triple nade possibilities, but let's start with this one. For this pro tip you'll need 3 Future Pros, 3 HEs and 1 molly. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the short molly to stop any CTs from pushing and one of the HEs. To throw your molly you will need to stand on the edge of this shadowy area. Aim at the bottom center of the B, then jump throw the molly. Next make your way to the surf ramp. Look for this dark line and stand in front of it. Aim to the right of this grate along this line. Then simply running jump throw the nade and you are set. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the other HE. Head to the same surf wall and position yourself between these 2 white cracks. Aim along this line of the grate halfway to the right side. Then running jump throw the HE. Future Pro number 3. Guess what you'll also be throwing? A HE. To throw yours, head to the surf wall with your other Future Pros. Stand over the bottom corner of this red smudge. Aim along the second line of the grate close to the center, then running jump throw the HE. If anyone is close to the boost, they will take some hefty damage. If they are unlucky enough to be boosting, well, you probably get 2 free kills. Happy nading.
It's Astralis, it's VP, and we're on LAN. Right now, Bubsky is the man, and I cannot believe it, what we're seeing right now in this game. Astralis in the lead, now about to embark on their T side. Virtus.pro, it's got to begin here. This comeback has got to start on their CT half of Overpass, their map pick in this series.
Yeah, it's rare to see VP having troubles on the T side. 5 rounds is enough, however, if you can find a pistol or at least get in the way of the conversions for Astralis. So let's see how things begin. With Astralis now getting to direct the flow, direct the pace, and it's a lot quicker than VP's. Right up connector, Yakinda can clearly hear steps as they go towards the top side, but Kicker's trying to peek him from the door. Got to watch out. Trying to run back now. Astralis are playing with their food up and down, back and forth. Questions on where they're committing. It will be A. And it's only James currently, but he's called for his first rotation. Kicker going to begin to move up. And so VP, they do have the kit, they have the smoke, they can play the retake, but right now they are making the perfect read. 4 players going right back up onto this site.
Oh yeah, Kicker swinging in, dead at the hands of Bubsky. But there are a lot more VP players still occupying this site and occupying your mind if you're Astralis. Sanji, with this USP, won't let them in just yet. It's going to take Bubsky to overwhelm him. Yakinda dead as well. Bubsky having a hell of a pistol round here. A hat-trick so far, and he's still got more to offer in this pistol. For Buster and James, they've got to embark on a very unlikely round round here. A 2-on-4 and a Bubsky that they've got to stop in his tracks. They can't do it. He's on for the ace. Is it another one added to the tally? It is. Bubsky, all 5 to find 11 for Astralis and open up this second half in one hell of a way for the Danish crowd.
Oh, that does feel beautiful, doesn't it? Wow. What a start to a half.
Bubsky just hit them with the IE claw in the second half, man. Whoa.
Oh, and they were not, Harry. They certainly weren't. VP, I mean, they had everyone there, mate. They had every right to win that round, every chance to take it away, but instead Bubsky.
It just felt like they weren't even acknowledging him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I don't know how he got away with like 2 of those 5 kills, but he did.
Beautiful stuff with the Glock as well. Okay, well, I said VP have to win a pistol or get in the way of the conversions. Neither of those are apparent. It's USPs. They want to buy soon. Nothing wrong with that. Stack in middle with a flashbang, but Astralis are already up in front of it, and Magisk and Glaive are mauling them right now in middle. 5 kills between the two, no problems. 1 death. And Astralis, they convert. 12 to 5.
What is going on, man? This is very exciting. Having Astralis in this form. Oh, it's getting me excited, Hugo.
I mean, this is the VP we know and love. It's not Sanji, but it's Buster dropping an orb to James and now playing no armor with his rifle. He'll even take the SMG
no armor
over.
MP9.
Yeah, he swaps to Sanji. Good call. Definitely good call, right? You've got no armor. Play the worst gun rather than, force James on the glass orb himself. And here we go. So VP, they wanted this early buy. What are they going to do with it? They don't have the util to take that mid control, and so options aren't as available.
Most notably, they wanted this early AWP, right? So let's see if putting all that faith in James was worth it after all. He's set up in connector. We saw Glaive doing this in the first half a little bit. We saw some of the problems it can present, right? If you lose short, if you start to get trapped in con, it can very, very quickly start to feel like a bit of a cage of your own making. And so James will get out of there early on in the round.
Yeah, it's very similar to some of VP's T sides, this first default for Astralis. They're trying to find out where these CTs are playing, what they've got in terms of weaponry. They know it's a buy here. It's just questioning on, do they have the AWP or not? That info isn't apparent. And much as how Glaive was able to do so in the first half, James peeks connector, shows his hand, and then gets a chance to leave. And that's because Astralis only have one man working this A site. He's eventually going to fall back and group up with his team who are bringing the bomb up from lower. And so Astralis can recommit, start to clear some space. They've got this B control early. They can leave Bubsky, and if things go bad, back down the connector into lower eventually. 30 seconds, though. Astralis don't have a lot of time to mess around. Bubsky's trying to sell this B fake at the moment.
This is mental. Like, you're trying to almost beat VP at their own game. Bubsky has been waiting for this challenge, and he's given it, taking a player out of the ranks at B. Oh, VP hinging with the idea. Do we rotate? Do we drop? And now they see the players in toilets. James is still here. He never rotated down. So a double hold in this A bomb site. James AWP denies that bomb plant for now. Oh, it does come down with seconds to spare, but Yakinda, a whirlwind of death in the A-bomb site, and just 2 players there shred through Astralis. The double kill from James AWP on players crossing gives a lot more room to Yakinda, who just comes in on that backstab and secures a round for VP by force.
Yeah, that's insane. There's no way Yakinda should have gotten away with that, right? He got timed on his first fight. He was scoped up, and as soon as he left that angle, Astralis peeked in. I thought that was it. I thought that was their chance to a win with the smokes down, but lovely stuff out of Yakinda, just pivoting, taking and winning every fight he can. And he needed to, right? VP had to win that gun round if they want to actually be in their map pick in this series. Without it, it's going to be a wash. 12-6 still can be. Astralis have another buy round. No AWP. Even a Mach 10 on Zip, that will keep the pace high as they go fast through middle. And look at this, they're even going to clear Yakinda. He's kind of trapped right now. He turns, and he does at least take a 1-for-1. Should never really have had that with his position. Leaves James alone on A, but even he doesn't have the info. He's being navigated against on long.
I love this out of Dupree, right? You've kind of got a bit of an idea as to where James been leaning, right? You've seen him over towards short a few times. You're worried about him in connector. You don't know where he is right now, but Dupree's got a lot of room thanks to this fast long control. Doesn't know about it yet. There is a world where he can hit one. Crazy timing to create opportunities here, especially if Zip gets the info, right? Now, he is the guy with the bomb, so you don't really want him to get the info. That would probably cause you quite a few issues. Instead, he's going to go long and group up with Dupree. Without realizing it, Astralis have dodged this double connector setup. They're getting a bit more of an idea as to what's going on in Con now, thanks to Glaive, and he's still keeping the attention of Virtus.pro at this B bomb site. Sanji now leaving. This is because of the pressure that Glaive has been applying down at B, and it's giving a lot of room to the rest of the gang for this A play. James just got the info that Glaive was leaving. Now they know the ruse is up, the jig is up, but a bomb plant's already coming in, and Dupree has taken an aggressive stance down in CT.
Astralis is so convinced that they made the perfect read, and of course they did. Knives out into the bomb site. Look at this play from Dupree. It's for him. Zip's even pushed up as well. He's about to get that info. 2 CTs right in front of him. Zip needs to live. There's the AWP getting cut down by Dupree, and Zip cornered as well, will die, leaving Dupree in the clutch. 1v1 now. He's got util. He's got the bomb for him. Nothing can go wrong, and Dupree won't fall for the fake. Kicker hunting him down and taking the frag away. Kicker keeping VP in this map, keeping them in this series, and saving them in the 1v1. That was almost a perfect round for Astralis.
Yeah, that's a feels bad man moment for Dupree as well, right? 2 out of the 3 kills needed. Almost goes on to win it in the 1v1, but he can't fall back from that position, right? Even though he buys into the idea that it was fake, that the bomb wasn't being stuck, he doesn't want to be too far away when it comes to try and deny it. And so Kicker, quick reaction to hunt down Dupree, plays that 1v1 perfectly, finds VP another round. And this is why, right? We've seen these VP fan cams a couple of times now. No one's bothered to go, well, the VP boys, they're done. When you're a VP fan, you know that you're in it for the long haul.
Absolutely.
You're in it for the long games. And so they're still hoping there's a path to a comeback yet to be found by Virtus.pro.
Yeah, never count them out. Don't make that mistake. It will come back to haunt you. And yeah, VP is still believing, right? They have to. 12-7, a key rifle round 1. That was what we've been waiting for. And now, world's your oyster. Astralis' money is far from patched up, far from pretty. 2 Deagles and even a Galil in this gun round, if you want to call it that. James' early AWP is paying off for the moment, or you hope it to be. He's had that info on A a lot of the time. In that one round, Yakinda gets a triple kill. James was there. Kicker's been tagged up early quite a lot. I think he might have been dinked through the wallbang from Zip's Deeg, but we'll see. James posted on A, and Astralis, this is a nice faster round. It is a walking round. James doesn't have the info, but they're about to explode. He has no idea how close on the flower bed they already are. Yakinda swings, and it's a hit and a miss. Dink onto Magist. There's the flick from James, but Molly back into the bank will give Astralis the plant at least.
Yeah, this is nice, right? You forced them out of the site. You've made them respect you a little bit. Dupree almost perishing in that Molotov, spamming the boost, and now they look to put James up in it. James has got to be the guy to accelerate this retake, to find the opener. They're putting a lot of faith in James' AWP. They won't actually decide to boost him up after all. They bail out of the boost. And so they're going to do this old school. All 4 players moving in together, CT and Bank, the 2 positions that you've got to worry about if you're Astralis. Bobski with the lineup. Glaive's there to help out, and it's only James left. You know what his response is here. You know he wants to get away with the AWP. Astralis are trying to hunt him, trying to add insult to injury. And he will die down in Bank thanks to the damage that Zip is able to get away with. 13 on the board for Astralis. They do it with that broken buy. All it takes is a few missed timings from James on that AWP, and suddenly the doors are wide open.
Yeah, I think the thought process with that boost is you're about to go for it. I like the bait that Kicker does by spamming it, and then they realize Astralis is shooting back through the metal. Like, if you boost up, not only is James going to get headshot, but that bottom player will get wallbanged and won't get to play in. Bubsky as well. If Glaive didn't get that 3rd kill off of Dumpster, I'm convinced Bubsky's spray would have found it. That was a lovely little double from him in the post plant, and Astralis converting a must-win round. Yakinda's left with the only gun in this one. Okay, Astralis. Not giving VP the room back into this half after some successful gun rounds. Looking to take it away ASAP. Early B control. Astralis looking hungry, looking like dupreeh wants to walk right through. We have that Vitality-esque flash coming in towards the monster. dupreeh, it's going to be too late. Oh, he steps. Now it comes in. dupreeh is going to dodge it. No, fully blinded. Jay peeking in deep with a double. And that is lovely. Lots of bodies litter the monster and lots of weapons as well. But Astralis makes sure the VP don't pick up squat.
Yeah, they're going to be able to hold these guns for now. Will you just commit with the B play? Even after seeing the flash lined up by Sanji, a Barrels player, James there as well, you may be starting to get a little bit paranoid as to whether or not B is stacked. Yekindar hits this timing on the comm-wrap, and Magisk is on the receiving end. Astralis, this was meant to be a simple round. This was meant to be clean, and yet the utility, the quick thinking out of Virtus.pro, it's made it scary. It's made it troublesome.
They've given them room though, right? This bomb plant's going to be totally doable. All they need to do is kill this first pit player. No real weaponry or utility for VP past Yekindar. Sanji's been spammed out. The lineup is there, and they almost take the second. Yekindar just living, and they never knew about Buster. Do they have that info? Zip seems cautious, seems to be considering it, but it doesn't matter one bit.
Through the box, Buster never even saw him. Zip was never even given a chance at that kill.
I don't know.
I do not know how he just did that. But it saved VP. It's kept them going. It's put 8 up on the board. Woo. An impossible shot from Buster and some fine dig work, flash work out of Sanji and James to create those openers in the first place.
Let's see this.
Look at this. Okay, he got to see the head for a second, but still incredibly fast from Buster.
Lights out. Bye-bye.
Oh, and now VP are trying to give the illusion that they're taking liberties. They've deep mollied middle to try and deny any info here and make Astralis worried as to the possibility that VP are in park. Astralis now are taking a lot of time clearing out mid when this is free real estate. This is wasting precious seconds. It's given time to these players in Con to get set up, and Yekindar will deliver the opener to VP. Astralis, there's no way to trade this. In fact, he's going to take even more out of the round. Bubsky's AK will leave us in a 3-on-4, but it's cancelled out thanks to Kicker, and the numbers are now starting to dwindle for the Danes.
That was the gun, right? That was the hope in the round. He gets one, but that smoke fade on Monster, not good for him. And now Astralis, not an easy round to get anything done. Glaive's got util plus this SMG, but hardly an entry weapon, and no bomb yet either. So even if you get the kills, you're not going to be in consideration for winning the round. That being said, getting the kills is a tough ask. Kicker spamming Monster, seeing Glaive, trying to flash a peek, trying to get back in, grab a gun. That he's done. Buster's still got him locked in on the left side. Double face, Buster with one, Glaive for the trade, but Kicker keeps the round under wraps. 9 for VP. And they're fighting tooth and nail for this one, Harry. Again, it's not pretty, it's not clean. You're not thinking about the comeback yet, but that's how VP do it, man. Sneaking in, and then suddenly you're wondering where it all went so wrong for Astralis. Now, before that fact, a pistol round. And so double digits is on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, Astralis have been doing everything in their power to not give these eco rounds a go, right? Like they've been taking some pretty aggressive purchase decisions. Hero rifle in the last, before that, a cobbled together force buy. You know, you've really tried to keep the pressure on. You've really tried to keep VP on the back foot. But now you do just have to take a pistol round. You do just have to take an eco. And at least it's nice and quick for crying out loud. VP cut down Astralis on the Glock B rush. And they now have double digits in the bag. Just 3 between them and Astralis. When you think about the context that this was a 6-0 start, a 10-5 half with the pistol going the way of the Danes, suddenly you see just how well Virtus.pro have been able to keep afloat and keep themselves in this one. As we say, a bit of a signature with this VP team.
Nothing new, Harry, nothing new. 12-5 to 13-10. From 7 rounds difference to 3. It's closing very quickly. Here's a gun round. No op for Glaive. No need on the T side of this map, though. James is always going to be a problem. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do but grit your teeth and bear it. Maybe a fast B approach again. Astralis, they showed this in the Glock round. It was nice and quick. VP already forgotten about it, but They're going to get re-reminded. Flashing through the smoke, Kicker, he hears everything going on. The barrels molly is big, and Sanji tries to help him out. He does get that trade, at least keeping it in a 4-on-4. The line is there for Buster. No one covering from short side, and so Astralis can barely make it into the bomb site. They're going to hunt down Sanji.
Oh.
SMG does get a dink, and right now, VP are not in hot water yet. They're not in trouble. The Orb is only just getting in position, but Dupree does deny it, and Astralis keep this round under consideration.
Oh yeah, both players occupying short. Astralis don't actually know Yakindar's there, and yet still they're wrapping CT and going up to A. Look at VP trying to stay one step ahead of this one. Buster moving up into this A site is already wrapped up Con. Will he be ready for the aggressive Dupree, who's passing him in the toilets? They have sailed by one another like ships in the night. Buster now could disrupt this site hold, or he could get wrapped onto. It's a bit of a coin toss for Buster. Yakindar's coming up Con, but he won't ever know about Dupree. Surely this is weird. Dupree could have found the motherload of timings here. Both kills on his plate. Dupree with the first and never gives Yakindar the peak. Now Yakindar left in the clutch. Smoke on the bomb. Damage done by Bubsky and still not giving the fight over. Astralis get 14 after all.
The rock plant, Harry, the rock plant.
Did he rock plant him?
He was confused. He was smoking the truck. He was looking on the truck. He didn't know where it was gone. The bomb was ticking inside of the rock. There's a little texture you can plant there. I never thought that would confuse a pro.
I didn't think you would see someone pull that out either in a program.
Strat, man. That's an strat, and Astralis has just picked it up. And the best part about that, with Buster clearing short, he tells Yakinda, mate, short's clear. I've walked all the way up. Come on by. And Dupree makes that call for Bubsky to watch out from short. So that player, Buster, that could have backstabbed Bubsky, is instead
Look at the rock plant. Look at it.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's so grimy. You do that to try and like get in the head of MG players. Never mind. Up against Virtus.pro. Well, to open up this round, we've already had it start by James Orp striking a player out of connector. It's Glaive on the receiving end of that. Astralis, undeterred by this Orp at A, is still moving in through long. A lot of the time when James been peeking Con, they've been given a lot of room here. But this time, Yakindar is posted up and holding on to this long position. Not keen to repeat mistakes of the bygone rounds. Yakindar, is he ready for this? Magisk on the boost, will somehow get away with that kill and close up this round back into a 4-on-4 after all.
Oh my God, Astralis, don't do it again. They were doing it all CT side long, going down a man, not trading, and somehow still picking up the win. Can't be doing it on the T side as well. Getting that bomb and going back down lower. Magisk is very damaged. 4 health. VP 2-2 right now. They're split in pieces. James Orping the top site even so. So if Bubsky can try and keep him there, that could be big, but no utility. He wants to join his team instead. 30 seconds. Sanji at the monster. Perfect gun for incapacitated players. Magisk is like a lamb to the slaughter of the MP9. We've even started to get rotates back down B as well, leaving Jame alone in the toilet. Kickett's going to flash Sanji for a peek. There's nothing there. 15 seconds, that's misinfo. Here comes Astralis.
They're coming. Oh, lordy, they're coming. Dupree and Zip with the openers, but that's the bomb. Buster, he can't catch it the second time around. And so, with just 2 seconds left to spare, the bomb plant comes in. But Buster, 10-pin bowling, is in with the double. And now Dupree left to try and see it through. Hiding his way, stealing himself, has dealt with Buster on the jump up, and now the pesky Jame left to find the most elusive of men, and it's Dupree, a Mass Effect in the round, and Astralis up onto 15 after all.
Oh dear, all the clutch rounds are coming out of these guys now. Dupree and Bubsky having a lights-out game for Astralis. The 2-on-4 down on B, ending up top, and right there and then.
Oh, it's so exciting, man. This is the Astralis we're getting. This is the Astralis we're getting.
Yeah, they're not satisfied with quarterfinals, Harry. And
you can see why. You can see why.
They need to be. Look at this fight. We're back in after Dupree decimates VP on that B site. VP's money falls apart. It's in shambles. An SMG, a couple of little Deegs, and 5 Danes that want to ruin your day.
Right, so often Jame has been a cornerstone of getting these kind of rounds over the line. He's backing Con again with the Deagle, and he's facing players to open up the round. They know about about him now. Are we going to see Astralis try to clamp down on this con control? If they do, there's 2 players trapped in this position for VP. Yakindar's going to take this opportunity to get the hell out of there, but that does leave James in con all alone now.
Yeah, they know about it. He's already done damage to Dupree, who now has that orb, and up he goes into the waiting arms of Magisk. A is now looking luscious for Astralis as they creep up on the short side. So do VP. They feel the same way. They're moving their men back into this site as well. But as said, underarmed, undermanned, and still all the time in the world for Astralis to second guess, so they shall. Bomb going back. Nice shot from Yakindar to catch Glaive, and that's a gun, and that's more info. Astralis, if they're going B, they've got to go soon before the penny drops.
Yeah, right, because suddenly, while you had the pressure on A, while you had these 3 players trapped here thanks to Glaive, you don't got that anymore. In fact, VP have gained the info that it's not an A play. Buster in the B site. His Deagle has been good, and it's trying to save the day again. Buster not missing, not letting them in. Finally deagged out by Dupree, but he set his team up nicely to try and keep this map going, to try and keep the dream of Overpass alive. Dupree's burnt out, and Buster does enough for Yakindar to go on and get it over the line.
Oh, you can just never count VP out in these rounds, Harry. That's twice now they've picked these up. Should not be happening. The Deagle spam down a monster for James the other round, this time able to convert it again on the B-bomb site, and having that last-second Molotov as well. Woo! Just the cherry on top. VP Deags are a force to be reckoned with, and Astralis are going to bring their own to the table. VP, just when you thought you were ready to close out Overpass, start thinking about the second map of the series. They've given themselves a way back in.
Yeah, and it's frustrating for Astralis, right? You see the look of frustration on their faces. They know that that was the easiest round they were ever going to have in this game to close it out, right? Now VP, they haven't just kept it alive. They've set themselves up for rifles at least. So Astralis are going to be grinding this game out now, and that is what it's going to start to feel like, as it often is when you play versus Virtus.pro. Having to take a moment to just compose themselves. You know, it's only 1 round that you've got to get, but this 1 round can be the most elusive of them all. Very easy does it. Slow on the approach to the A-bomb site, and this was how they've gotten past James before, right? We remember that round where they snuck past him, and they were able to find success on the back of it. Now, is history destined to repeat itself? James up in this site. This time, he's not looking to get dodged. He wants to play into this round, getting the information. James spotting the first and now playing with fire. Bubsky, can he land the pre-fire? No, both players miss. It's Yakindar to open up and still fighting from long side. James even moving in to help him out. Time is also starting to become a problem for Astralis. They get the bomb down, but it's left onto Zip in a 1v3, a P250, and cancelled out by Kicker. The game will keep on going. It stays afoot thanks to Virtus.pro. They hold on to the A-bomb site. A bomb plant for Astralis at least pads out these bank accounts a little bit, but not enough to look for a buy in this round.
Yeah, I feel like in every single anti-eco kick it's having around, like he's having a 3K, so, you know, that's nice. Definitely can get out of control those pistol rounds. You concede a bomb plant and suddenly it's all up in the air. Instead, VP, I mean, you said it yourself, Harry, that was the hardest round that Astralis were, sorry, the easiest round that Astralis were going to have to close this map, and this is just evidence of that. The force buy with a double AK goes nowhere but a bomb plant, and now they have a near full eco. VP, no more SMGs, they're building up bank, they're building up faith, and they're only a couple of rounds away from OT. Kinder's going to start strong in middle. The rest of Astralis sat outside of the B site, and not for long. They will be making their entrance to it. Smokes and flashes going over the top. CZs and P250s running them up, and they need these opening kills in order for it to waterfall, but nothing in their favor. It's all Virtus.pro. 13 rounds, 5 alive, and here it is for Astralis.
Oh my God. Okay, so, right, this is the rifle round that you've got. This is the chance that you have to stop this game going to overtime. If you don't win this, if you don't get a bomb plant here, you don't even have rifles with you into the next round. So a little tack pause called on in, as everyone on the Astralis squad now takes into account. They try to take stock of the situation. This is the opportunity. Yeah. This is the chance. If you don't win it, VP, they might be back to their old tricks of trying to pull back an OT here on their map pick.
Yeah, it's certainly not done if you lose this round in number 29, but it is your best shot, right? You need the bomb plant if you want to full buy the last. Yeah, this is what Astralis have been waiting. The last two ecos, the last two force buys for. Zona coming in with some keywords, trying to pump them up, trying to get them going. And two more chances for Astralis. VP, we know they love to grind, and the grind has only just begun.
Yeah, that's the thing about this VP war machine. They have got the tenacity, they've got the resilience. We know they've got that in spades. And so now the ball is in Astralis' court. James here in connector. Once again, a very important swing fight. And he's just missed this timing. Oh, Magisk. Now in a prime position to steal a kill away. James, no idea. Shot in the back and one hell of an opener to get away with. A 5-on-4 and VP, their entire game plan now thrown into disarray as they're rotating players between either side. Not the man you wanted to lose. James has got to watch from beyond the grave as the 4 remaining players on his team try to keep this game soldiering on.
The amount of rounds James has been able to play that position and get back out to A before Astralis punish him. Not this time. Not in the most important moment in the map. 4-on-5. The read is there. VP have numbers in the right bomb site. They are fully stacked, fully set up, ready to go. Astralis just around the corner. 40 seconds and no warning. There's the Molotov. Now they're going to start to go. One flash is all they'll need, and the entry's there for Magisk. It starts to tumble apart for Yakinda. One kill from him. One man left on the bomb site, and Kicker can't find the headshot. Finally dropping the bomb. 25. Dupree is here, and he needs support out from the short side. Bubsky's running, trying to get close, and VP are not giving away these kills, not giving the fights. They win another. It's only Bubsky. They can hide in the smoke, but they don't need to. 14 rounds, and VP win every fight on the A site. What a stack. What a call. What a win.
Yeah, they might have dealt with James early on, but you still feel his influence in the server. He makes the call. He says, boys, look, we're going to all in this A bomb site. If they come A, we are ruining Astralis' day. And that is exactly what happens. It's like James can see into the future. Oh, the full 30 rounds in the first map and the first quarterfinal here at IEM Cologne.
The Lord of Time gives no time for Astralis to get comfortable in that bomb site, not a second. And now here it is, Harry. Not even the bomb plant. We said that was a necessity for this full buy. That was a 5-on-3. Magisk got a double opener. And still VP's full stack, full setup on the A site is enough. So forget AKs, forget AWPs, forget expensive weapons and money wasted in times gone by. You've got to get it all done with nothing. VP, why would they let go of the baton now? They're ready to drag it into extra time.
Yeah, as mentioned, a war of attrition after all. Astralis coming in with this cobbled together force. 4 Galils, a Deagle on Glaive. And that is the extent of it. They're taking this mid control once again. Virtus.pro very, very backed up, leaving nothing to chance here. They're playing reserved in these bomb sites, knowing that the buy from Astralis is going to be lacking. And with how they lost James in the opener in that last round, they don't want to repeat that here. He's instead looking to take some of these longer fights versus the Galils, versus the Deagles. Astralis, you don't get these freebie openers anymore. They've got a lot of real estate up here towards A. And so the penny's going to start to drop. The Virtus.pro are just playing passive back in these sites and very reactively to what Astralis are doing in this round.
Yeah, one thing that might be good for Astralis is the amount of times they've gone A and VP haven't had the warning. Don't get me wrong, VP have had the stacks, they've had the reads, but they've never really known about the A plays until they're happening, until maybe 5 seconds before. You're not getting this deep, long spot that James now going for. He's not had that in previous rounds. So if that continues, if VP don't get this info early, it's still going to be a 2v5. There's still hope for Astralis here. 30 seconds, the smoke's starting to come in. James being pushed out by a Molotov, and he's very low. Yakinda gets a 1-for-1 at long, but Astralis are closing the gap.
Oh, James Smiting Dupree on the cross, and now James going aggressive. When James is throwing himself into the fight, you know he's believing, but instead swept aside by Bobski, who's trying his best to hold on for Astralis. Has Bobski just delivered them the chance they needed? Buster and Sanji left in a 2-on-2 at the 30-round mark, a retake in the A site and a low HP Glaive. So a lot of pressure now on the shoulders of Zip. That first peek misses, and Glaive is a dead man. Zipnik's left in the clutch. They're pressuring him. They can't get the kill yet. Zip dead after one, and I think there's time for the defuse after all. Sanji's on it. Virtus.pro looking to carry this through to OT after all. We run it back again in overtime. Oh, the full 30 rounds, and we're even getting some bonus ones sprinkled on top, courtesy of Virtus.pro.
I think they have a unique playstyle. Oftentimes they actually end up saving because they don't have time to execute the round. They put themselves into positions and they hope for CTs pushing. But if they don't, they maybe have no nades left, or they are spread out across the map, and it's really hard for them to execute and plant the bomb actually. So yeah, oftentimes they end up saving sometimes, or at least sometimes they do.
No matter the circumstances, no matter the situation, no matter how bad it's looking, VP always find a way to keep this Virtus.pro war machine churning on. They've taken us to overtime now versus Astralis on their map pick, and this was from a 12-5 scoreline in favor of the Danes. Astralis, they've had chances, they've had opportunity, but they've not been able to get it over the line yet. And now we find ourselves in OT. This is where Virtus.pro often do their best work.
Yeah, I was going to say, what powers this War Machine? Is it opponents' rounds? That's what it feels like. The further away, the closer Astralis are to closing the map, the more dangerous Virtus.pro seem. So is that going to be apparent here in overtime, where all the money's out the window, where everyone's AWPing? We've got 2 AWPs per team. Astralis barely one of them in regulation. Money was a factor for sure, but now they're throwing caution to the wind. Yakinda flashed off with that AWP, and Dupree now owns the angle. Both secondary AWPers right now taking control.
Interesting to note, right? We didn't really see many T-side AWPs for Astralis in regulation. Well, now we've got Glaive and Dupree donning theirs when we hit overtime. Glaive scoped up into towards this A-bomb site, hoping that he's going to get given an angle. But with how VP is set up, no one needs to offer anything up to these AWPs on the T side.
Yeah, even more info on A as well, right? Like James in the toilets. We haven't really seen that a lot.
This is wild that we're going to have like all the AWPs clash in one go potentially.
It looks that way. Like they're faking me. They could always drop down lower. That's the fear here for VP. They've got 3 guys down on that B bomb site. Bomb is going to be joining Astralis as well. Glaive is faking out the toilets, throwing util, but that will only last so long. It will only sell so much. The kill, however, will have a lot more impact. Yakinda is dead in the water, and it's up to James with the AWP on A, going to be left to retake. Here's that flash into the monster, and Buster holding strong. Meanwhile, Bubsy's got an entry. The AWP runs into short, and it gets cut into pieces. AWP's up close. Somehow, Bubsky saves the day, and Sanji's all that stands in the pit, trying to put up a stop. He can't. Bomb plant should just come in with seconds to spare, and Jamie is trying to go for the nuclear play.
Oh my god, look at Big Jamie go out into the site, tries to run them down. Magisk is there and sees it through for Astralis. Oh, it's always the way, man. When you play VP, that one round will lose you for what feels like an eternity. Then you get into overtime and you're able to get it up on the board. You need to do something with this confidence, right? You know what VP are like. You know how this entire game, how the entire history of VP has gone, and it is often these very drawn-out comebacks. Yeah, you get the first in OT. You've got to keep finding successes. You got to keep it coming in while the going's good.
Yeah, I mean, in regulation, Harry, against VP, round leads almost mean nothing. Well, in OT, it's even less important. It's simply just about getting 4 out of 6. Forget the halves, forget 3-0s, forget 2-1s, doesn't matter. So Astralis are focused on the here and the now. 1 AWP this time around for VP. Astralis will keep theirs. Certainly can afford it. VP not quite as much, but 16k and MR3 takes a lot of the pressure off of your shoulders. Kicker's been spammed out on B. The AWP is looking for this pick. Dupree's seen a jumping player. He knows what's going on, but Yakinda doesn't want to be at the brunt of that AWP once again, so out he goes. Glaive looking for the cross on A as well. That was who took down Yakinda last round, but not looking for it this time. Yakinda re-aggresses, and Bubsky keeps the pressure on a B. He's nearing 30 kills. Been keeping players here. In fact, there are 4 on lower right now for Virtus.pro. Kicker deciding to walk his way back up, and Yakinda can't afford to get aggressive here and give up the trick.
Yeah, Yakinda's spot along is so important, and really, he doesn't have a tremendous amount of support. It's not even like this bait and switch setup, because his teammate in the site is having to worry about toilets. So Dupree takes that peek. Kicker, this timing. No! Runs out, back turned, and Glaive's gonna remove him. Oh, James gets up and is already in the site with this AWP trying to tango. It takes 2. Magisk on the receiving end. James has opened this up back into a 3-on-4. Virtus.pro here on the rotations, and a full post-plant setup out of Astralis. They've lost so many of these rounds. We're having a fight in the sites. Well, finally, they're given room. They're given a chance to back up and play around this bomb. And look at the results. The proof is in the pudding here. James can't find a thing. It's Astralis taking a second in overtime. Another one of these faster rounds, finding success in towards the A-bomb site. I think Dupree and his impact on that AWP cannot be understated enough. It kickstarts that entire play up into A. The whole reason that Kicker is feeling the pressure to take that first swing over at the short side is because they've just lost this long control.
Yeah, that's such a sad timing as well, right? He hears the players running to his left, going up A. He thinks he has the backstab, but more players even later from that B fake earlier on. We've got a 5-man boost here in the last round, and it might get a kill, but not quite. Glaive, close shot to the jumping player on B, and that's info for Virtus.pro. If they hear that AWP shot, they should start to realize we have a little more room, guys. If you were already pushed up, take a couple of steps forward. No one will. They don't want to throw caution to the wind and give Astralis a pick. Remember, after that boost comes in, there's one player who's floating, who's able to take some space. And so VP, scared of that, go back to the A-bomb site. Jane with the AWP, sitting very passive as far as it goes for him. And now just one AWP. Dupree's gone back to the rifle. Glaive's been doing the Lord's work with this weapon. And even though he won't get the opening kill, they're going to look elsewhere, inside of the toilets. James sat deep on the short side. And this A site really has been a means to an end for Astralis here in overtime. VP might be forced into yet another retake if Astralis have their way. Zip is faking B, although without a lot of utility left up. And Astralis is just waiting to get deep long with that deep, deep smoke.
Yeah, in regulation, right, VP weren't really taking many liberties in terms of map control, and yet they still oftentimes had the read as to when to pull these players up in A. As we've hit overtime, they're playing a lot more, you know, set in stone, right? We haven't had a lot of these early rotations. We haven't had these early stacks. This round's no exception. They've kept all three down on the B site as Astralis are leaning in towards A. Will this decision to keep B stacked be the reward for Virtus.pro? No! Instead, all three players are just blowing out the water. B crumbles in spite of everyone left there. Wow. And Astralis, they go on flawless on that first half of OT. Now they're just one away from winning this map once again.
Yeah, it comes down to them. It doesn't come down to VP, right? We talked in regulation when they had that anti-eco of 15 rounds. We said, Astralis, they need to close. This is their best opportunity, and they couldn't do so. A lot of that came down to their own buys. They had two out of their last 4 rounds for eco. Their last round was Galil's. You know, now that the money is no longer a factor, Astralis getting to bleed VP for all it's worth. The AWP finding kills, fakes down on the top site, and even though VP keep everyone on lower there, like you said, absolutely torn apart. Boost up on B quickly, but as quick as it comes, as quick as it falls. It gets spotted by Yakinda coming through the tunnel, and in fact, VP will construct their own boost to look for a pick. This has been good in regulation, but Dupree has also been pretty aware. Is he going to hear? He's at least looking.
Bro, yeah. Dupree has been the guy cancelling this boost out, and everyone right now is so cognizant of this possibility. Everyone in this site is considering VP are going to construct this boost to try and take an opener. Once again, it's this same Molotov setup down to Monster, hoping that this forces players into your crosshair on the boost, but it hasn't done that yet. Yakinda hoping to catch this one. Will get dropped by Dupree, who is once more ready for that boost play. Magisk, in the meantime, is holding on to top mid, and his position is enabling a 3-man stack down on the B site.
Yeah, and they're going to go. VP are just going to commit. Why not? Throw caution to the wind. Kicker's just walked through. He doubles back. The smoke denies that. And yeah, just a note on that boost. It's not for Yakinda to be getting a kill. It's for Jame to get Zip on Monster with the AWP. And he's done it again. The first time they did that Molly play, Jame got a kill. He's done it once more. So VP have kept things even. And Astralis, are they rotating out? They're setting back in the pit, but they're still keeping 3 here as VP recommits.
Yeah, no reason to rotate once again because of Magisk over here in middle. So the triple B stack, it's a 3-on-3 to decide if this game carries on. Bobski's blinded and takes Kicker out of the round. Okay. Time is becoming a problem. Glaive still alive, hoping to deny bomb plants, but they will look to get it down. They will look to get it planted. Magisk arriving on the short side, dead at the hands of Sanji. And so for Glaive, he's peeked through the smoke. Buster deletes him. Astralis might have had everyone in the right place, but there's no stopping VP in those last-second executes when they get the kills like that.
So painful, man. Like, there's never a second in that round where Astralis don't know what's going on as well. Like, they were so ready for that triple, for the recommit, the triple B stack. Everyone's there. The clock comes down to 5 seconds, and then that pit play gets mollied off. He can't do anything. There's no way back in. There's no way to deny the bomb plant through the wood. And so 18-16 VP hold on. It's getting stressful for Astralis. They're not out of the woods yet. They know that better than anyone. They conceded the lead in regulation. They don't want to do it again in overtime. 2 more chances and all the money in the world to do it. full focus for the next 2 minutes here. Even a blink at the wrong time can put you off. The double long setup is nice. But our VP going to walk right past.
Right? It's different, right? You haven't seen this yet of your VP. You haven't seen it out of Astralis, and yet they are still somehow bypassing the double long hold. Oh my. This could be brutal, right? There is a world where VP get into A before Astralis are even aware. They're going to start to hear the footsteps now. The long hold will net a kill onto Kicker, and Glaive is having to come back in, but he's Molotov'd out. The site is lost. Virtus.pro have got a bomb plant here. They might be a man down, but they can set up, they can play post plant around this bomb, and maybe that still leaves them with enough of a chance. Magisk and Glaive, they were lost to the realm of time over here at Long. Thanks to that molly now clearing, Magisk is able to move back in. Zip with another kill. Sanji and James left in this one in a 2-on-4. That bomb starting to become a bit of a problem. They are on the defuse. They are sticking it. The shots aren't connecting. You got to get the kill, and they can't find it. Astralis, they do take VP's map pick away in overtime. Not many teams are able to put a stop to VP when we get to this time period, and yet the Danes pull through. Now a map up in this series, and with Dust 2 up next, Virtus.pro, they've got their work cut out for them.